Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So we're doing our regular roundup of what's going on in terms of on-chain activity for the most popular blockchain games, and a little bit later into February 2022. But this is basically looking at what's happened the start of the year, so January and into almost halfway through February in 2022. So this is going back from the start of 2021. So basically looking at 13 months. And this is, I've got two graphs. This is the one for the most popular blockchain games. And we can see here, as we've seen in previous months, there was this sort of big explosion, two big games last year. Alien Worlds sort of blowing up in sort of April, May time. So it's still at about 200,000 daily active unique wallets, data as ever from DappRadar. But we can see it's sort of coming down a lot. So back in October time, we were sort of up here at the 250,000, and it's sort of dropping off. And that's the sort of trend that I guess you see. Partly, the underlying trend for blockchain games is how much are the assets worth. So what's the token price, I guess, and also it's sort of how much new stuff is coming. And with Alien Worlds, we had the new missions that happened about 3 or 4 months ago. Only about 1,000 people were playing those on a daily basis. And sort of the main bit of the game, we're expecting this PvP element to come in at some point. But while we're waiting for that, it seems like people are sort of dropping off. We have a big drop off here, but it's still 200,000. The next sort of big game to blow up in 2021 was Splinterlands, the yellow line. Again, that sort of peaked about over 400,000 daily active unique wallets, dropped back down. It's now pretty solid in 2022 at about 300,000. So since October, pretty much when its token, the SPS token went live, Splinterlands has been the most popular blockchain game, pretty much. And now we can see, it's sort of steadily, it's come down a bit, but 300,000 pretty regular. We get these peaks with Splinterlands when the end of a tournament, or when a tournament ends every 2 weeks and people play to try and get the best rewards. Then we have the green spike, which was Sunflower Farmers. That was this very sort of simple farming game on Polygon that actually had some sort of bug in the code, which allowed people to sort of spam it, and that's sort of a massive increase. So this is just into January 2022. There's a massive spike over 350,000 daily active unique wallets, because basically they were all bots, and the game was basically shut down for a while. Still some activity there, but this is a typical sort of explosion we see in usage, which is basically based around sort of virality and extracting value and bots. I've taken a lot of them out of this graph. There's other games like Crypto Blades in 2021, but I've taken those out because I've done loads of videos about that. So it just messes the graph up to have all these little spikes everywhere. And then it's kind of smaller games, but still in the sort of 100,000 DAUs. In terms of on-chain activity, in the red line we have Farmer's World. So obviously, sort of farming is a big thing in blockchain, and this is Farmer's World running on the Wax blockchain, and it's pretty steadily built up. It's not seen a massive sort of sudden spike like we saw with Alien Worlds and Splinterlands. It's a bit more steady. Now doing over 100,000 daily active unique wallets. There's not many games that have done that sort of level. Very sustained period of time, so we wait to see how that goes on. I'm a little bit worried by these drop-offs, which is, you do get volatility, but normally you want to see volatility of up and down. This is just volatility down. So I don't know how. I've not really looked at it in recently to know how many bots are going on in Farmer's World, but it seems to be growing. And then in orange we have Axie Infinity at about 50,000 daily active unique wallets. So this is people doing stuff in the game. Obviously, the off-chain activity is about 2 million people. That's people playing the game. But the on-chain activity, so stuff that's actually impacting the smart contracts on the Ronin blockchain, is about 50,000. So that's what we got for the sort of the bigger games. And let's look at some of the slightly smaller ones. So this is now this is now sub 100,000. I just broke these out because it's a bit easier to see. So these are the sort of tier 2 games, maybe call them that way. So we have Uplands running on a version of the EOS blockchain, a sort of Monopoly style game running on running through the app stores, a mobile game. And again, that's seen towards the end of last year, saw these very big spikes, and it sort of maintained that sort of level. So it's about what's this? Probably about 60,000 daily active unique wallets. So it's pretty much an all-time high. So they've got these volatile spikes when I think they've been opening up different sort of areas. So it's a sort of location-based game, and basically it was always San Francisco, and then they opened up New York, and since opened up, most recently opened up Los Angeles. There's loads of other actually locations now, probably half a dozen in the States. So they're doing well, and they've not seen the explosive growth of the sort of Splinterlands sort of classic all on-chain sort of games. They're a bit more of a hybrid between sort of off-chain and on-chain. And obviously they have to go through the App Store, so there's the big issues in how you use cryptocurrency there. So their growth is it's been sort of undulating, but if you drew an average line through there, pretty steadily up. Then we have Crazy Defense Heroes running on the Polygon blockchain. This is interesting from Animoca Brands. Actually, again, like Upland to a degree, the Crazy Defense Heroes is actually 2 games in this series. They're both traditional non-blockchain mobile games. But Animoca Brands is adding more sort of crypto rewards into those games, so people who play those games can get rewards in the token. The token's called Tower. It's a ERC20 token running on the Polygon blockchain, which is why we're measuring Polygon here. And we can see there's been a big spike. It's dropped off a bit in January and building back up again. 50,000 daily active unique wallets. So this is not a game so much. This is sort of like you can think of it as a sort of DeFi farming sort of thing, a rewarded sort of activity. So people are playing the game to get the blockchain rewards rather than playing a blockchain game and then getting the reward. There's a bit more of a sort of manual process. So we'll see where they go with Crazy Defense Heroes, because there is a game, like a fully blockchain game, that's due to be coming, which is why they're sort of doing this reward system now. So it's rewarding the players who are playing the non-blockchain version now with this Tower token, sort of what do we say, sort of breadcrumbing them into the blockchain game that will be coming some point, I think in 2022. And then we also have DeFi Kingdoms here, so running on the Harmony blockchain. So we see there's some of these sort of maybe not so high profile blockchains. So this is DeFi Kingdoms, and again it's seen a sort of big growth sort of November time, and is currently running at about sort of, 20, just over 20,000 daily active unique wallets, which is actually pretty good for Harmony. Harmony is a fairly new blockchain. It doesn't have a vast amount of stuff running on it, so it's all interesting. And we are seeing actually lots of games now on Solana, lots of games being developed on Solana, lots of games being developed on Avalanche. Lots on Polygon. So we'll be looking to see in 2022, how many of these sort of these new projects, how they launch, and really now, thanks to the likes of Axie Infinity and Alien Worlds and Splinterlands, the mark of success is to sort of be on the not on the tier 2 list, not on the sub 100,000 DAU list, is to be on the big boys list, the sort of hundreds of thousands of DAUs. And I guess what we're looking here is to see, can any of these games break out from 400,000 DAUs into the millions of DAUs, which is what we saw with Axie Infinity, and what we would see more generally with non-blockchain games. The biggest game in the world has 100 million DAUs in China, so we have some issues there with blockchain. But the big breakout is to have games that are doing millions of DAUs up to tens of millions of DAUs. That probably won't happen this year, but we will wait and see. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we have our finger on the pulse, hopefully, of what's going on, and we like the data to back it up. So please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.